The 49ers are ready to Brock and roll into Seattle tonight. San Francisco is riding a 6-game winning streak with no signs of slowing down. And Brock Purdy is one of the main reasons why I believe the 49ers are going to look pretty good. And it's going to be a Brock party for San Francisco in the Great Northwest against the Seattle Seahawks. Brock Purdy is going to play. He was banged up in the victory against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he's absolutely ready to roll, and he's going to dominate because he has unique special talent around him. On offense with Christian McCaffrey and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. Great coaching. We look at Kyle Shanahan, and that defense is remarkable. Nick Bosa is going to dominate this game. The linebackers are going to dominate this game. Greenlaw is a stud. You take a look at Fred Warner, he's first-team All-Pro caliber yet again. The defensive backfield is just remarkable. All these cats do for DeMeco Ryans' defense, make plays. Defense translates. It goes on the road, and it's portable. You take it into a hostile environment, and you're able to beat the Seahawks. And those nuggets of domination for San Francisco during that winning streak, amazing. The Seahawks, no surprise, have crashed back down to earth. This is a rivalry game. You're supposed to say, throw everything out the window, especially for San Francisco on the road when these two teams get together. You think back to Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll yelling at each other. Think back to Colin Kaepernick and Richard Sherman. There have been great games, a lot of intensity. Michael Crabtree. Look, none of that matters. 49ers are going to absolutely dominate. They're going to Brock and roll. Just an incredible line. That is just great. Not the old Chicago Micah Parson. Jordan Mailata sticking up for his guy, Jalen Hurts, as Micah Parsons just destroyed Jalen Hurts on Von Miller's podcast. Really, Micah Parsons? Really? And he called him a system quarterback? Those are fighting words. There's nothing worse you could say about a quarterback than he's a product of the system. Look, we just got done talking about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is a system quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo, system quarterback. Jalen Hurts? No, not a system quarterback. And listen, that's going to make the Week 16 showdown between Dallas and Philly already spicy, going to take it to a fevered pitch. But I'll tell you something. Jalen Hurts, he's on a heater. He's been unbelievable over the last 4 weeks. He's been unbelievable all season long. I think that if you're going to knock him because the team is amazing, you're not paying attention. Look, Jalen Hurts is a superstar. Jalen Hurts is going to get a monster contract at the end of the season. Jalen Hurts is number 2 on my list, not number 1 for MVP. And it's not a knock, because the Eagles are loaded. Patrick Mahomes' team, and Patrick Mahomes is number 1. Patrick Mahomes is number 1 on my list for league MVP because you compare and contrast the offensive lines, the wide receivers, the running back, the defense. It's not even close. And give Hurts credit. He's taking advantage of this unbelievable team that Howie Roseman has put around him. Best offensive line in the NFL. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders. Nick Sirianni's a great coach. The defense is great on every single level, and Hurts has maximized it. And last time I checked, Micah Parsons, couple of things. Number 1, you lost to Jalen Hurts earlier in the season. Number 2, to Jordan Mailata's point, you guys don't play this week. Look, if this was Eagles, Philly, Dallas week, we'd have a different discussion. Maybe he's trying to motivate his team. You have to play Jacksonville, Micah Parsons. Jacksonville. Last time I checked, the Dallas Cowboys didn't show up. Luckiest team in the NFL at any game, any week, all year, when they beat the Houston Texans when they got grossly outplayed. I mean, Dak Prescott has doomed the Dallas Cowboys this year. And you want to rip Philly's quarterback? Beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, which, by the way, not a lock when you consider how Trevor Lawrence is playing. So normally I'd say if it was the week of the game, all right, you want to motivate, you want to pump people up, we could have a conversation about it because he's bringing the pressure and the heat internally. But when you're not even playing each other and you're flat out wrong, really, Micah Parsons? I mean, you want to talk about a word salad of nothing and trying to spin things? My goodness. Tua Tagovailoa, Mike McDaniel, what are you actually talking about here with regards to the weather Saturday night in lovely Western New York? And I love Mike McDaniel. He officially, for me, has jumped the shark. And he might still get my vote for Coach of the Year, or at least be top 3. But that T-shirt that he wore yesterday, I wish it were colder. I mean, come on. And that press conference where all he should be saying is, hey, we're not worried about the weather. We got to worry about the Bills' defense. Got to focus on us, our offense. I mean, what he's trying to do is shift the conversation from this, the garbage and slop that his offense, his quarterback, that Tua Tagovailoa has put on game film the last couple of weeks. I mean, see that pass right there? Tua could have hit the broadside of a barn against the Chargers. A week before, he was atrocious going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Last 2 weeks, he has completed under half his passes. That's gross. And I give the Miami Dolphins a 0% chance of winning. And this defense for Buffalo is amazing. By the way, Matt Milano is officially off the injured list, and he's the Energizer Bunny for that defense. And by the way, the cold matters. It's not about where Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are taking vacation. On game day, it matters. Tua trying to spin, well, you know, it snows, guys, in Alabama. It doesn't snow with the lake effect snow in Alabama like it does in Buffalo. There's going to be snow. It's going to be 15 degrees. The Bills' defense is going to be on fire. Josh Allen's going to be on fire. They're trying to spin this garbage and nonsense because they have nothing going on the field. I give the Miami Dolphins a snowball's chance in hell of beating Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills and the Colts on Saturday night. They always say in Hollywood that the sequel is never as good as the original, and sure, that happened with Ocean's 11. But these Ocean's 11 Rams can win again without question next year if they keep the band together. Can the Rams be better this season? Let's talk this one out. The answer is unequivocally yes. I think the goal this year is to get the 1 or the 2 seed, then get back to the Super Bowl, which I think will happen. The offense is unbelievable. The defense is outstanding. And I think that this roster is clearly loaded. The Rams unequivocally being better than last year talent-wise, confidence-wise, and I think the Rams are headed back to the Super Bowl. You know what's crazy on that epic Throwback Thursday? I don't have any regret. Think about what they did in the offseason. Bobby Wagner, Allen Robinson. They added, in addition to the band coming back together. Now, where I was wrong was obviously the offensive line, which was a killer, and then the wheels completely fell off. But it got us thinking. This is the worst title defense in the history of sports. Let's just talk about the big four: baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL. And our chief researcher for Time to Shine, my guy Isaiah Leonard, got us these details. And remember, look at some of these seasons, right? You know, Jerry Krause, broke down the Jordan Bulls and, the 82 Niners. It was a shortened season. This is wild. If the Rams don't win again, they would be the first defending Super Bowl champion to finish with less than 5 wins the next season. And that's insane. This is the worst title defense ever. Speaking of a bad title defense, time right now for needless to say. Needless to say, the Warriors are literally on a road to nowhere. Steph Curry now reportedly expect to miss the next few weeks with a left shoulder injury. And you knew it was bad when you saw it last night. And listen, this is going from bad to worse here. Oh, if you don't have Steph and you're already, when I say literally a road to nowhere, 2-13 on the road, yikes. I didn't like the Warriors this year at all. Last year, give them credit, which is what made it special. The title run was always a bit flukish. The Warriors are defunct, and that's terrible news as a sports fan on Steph Curry. And needless to say, Joe Burrow is going to absolutely destroy and outplay the GOAT on Sunday. Honestly, This is not even close to being a fair fight when you look at the quarterback comparison, when you watch the games. And Burrow has been dynamite in the last few weeks. And listen, I buy the Brady comparison in terms of being cool and calm, whether it's with the press or in the fourth quarter or with your teammates or, look at all the injuries they've had to deal with in Cincinnati, all the obstacles, losing close games early and how it doesn't matter now. Yeah, I think the comparison is legit, and we're talking about the GOAT now, but I don't run away from it in terms of Joe Burrow having some vintage Joe Cool Tom Brady in his game.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.